Hey YouTube, it is your man King Howie back with another video. And here we go again, man. Week 5 Pick'em NFL 2018. And let's start it off with the Indianapolis Colts going to the New England Patriots, who will get Julian Edelman back. And you know what that means for the Patriots. They will have the number one receiving core in football. Things are going to go uphill for the Patriots. Look for them to go on a run, and I'm picking them to beat the Colts. Next game, Tennessee at Buffalo. Tennessee's defense is pretty good. I think they could go on the road and beat Buffalo at home. Still no word on LeSean McCoy's injury, if he will be back or not. Yeah, I think Tennessee goes out there and gets the job done. Next game up, Miami and Cincinnati. Now, this was a tough game for me to really break down when I was doing my notes and my analysis on the game, you know, going over everything with this game. And with the game that the Cincinnati Bengals had last week against the Falcons, I don't think Miami is going to be able to keep up with Cincinnati and the weapons that they have, knowing that Tyler Eifert is now out for the remainder of the season with a broken leg. I think Cincinnati can get the job done at home against Miami and Ryan Tannehill. This game is a toss-up to me, but I'm going to go with the home team. Next game, Baltimore Ravens against Cleveland. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens to beat Cleveland. It's going to be a tough game for Baker Mayfield, knowing that this Ravens team is a hard-hitting team, and I think that this defense is going to get to Baker. So it might be a close game, or Baltimore Ravens dominance will just dominate the Cleveland Browns. Next game up, the Green Bay Packers, go Pack go, against the Detroit Lions. This might be a tough game, even though knowing that the Detroit Lions swept us last year with the absence of Aaron Rodgers having his injury. I think the Green Bay Packers could go on the road and get this W. You know, they got the new young running back. That's probably going to be difficult to deal with, but I think the Green Bay Packers defensive front can, you know, slow that guy down, because he likes to run through the interior of the line, and I think that we could slow him down. So I'm rolling with the Green Bay Packers. Now, this game is gonna be exciting. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Duval, against the Kansas City Chiefs and Showtime Mahone. Now, after the game that Patrick Mahone had against the Denver Broncos, the world went into a frenzy. Oh my God, this guy is electric. Showtime Mahomes. He's becoming one of the elite quarterbacks. His skills are similar to Brett Favre. Here we go again with the NFL and the analysts like Colin Cowherd and Skip Bayless. Move over, Aaron Rodgers. There's a new gunslinger in town. Prisoners of the moment. They did this with Dak Prescott. They did this with RG3. They did this with Andrew Luck. They did this with Carson Wentz. And they're going to keep doing this with every quarterback that has a run. But we all know what happens with Andy Reid, quarterbacks in the Andy Reid system. You know, they're going to have flash and flair and do all these spectacular things, and people forget about Alex Smith taking his team to the playoffs and all of that good stuff. So we'll see what Patrick Mahomes can do. Give him a year before everybody figure out what he likes to do. Next year he won't be doing any of this stuff that he's doing right now. So with that being said, it's tough to win in Kansas City. It is tough to win in Kansas City, but that defense is not up to par. So with that being said, man, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars could go into Kansas City and calm things down a little bit. So I'm going to pick Jacksonville to win a close game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Next game up, the Denver Broncos against the New York Jets. Knowing that the Denver Broncos just played Monday night and they have to travel, this will look like a game that the Jets should win at home, knowing that they had well enough time to prepare for the Denver Broncos. But with a rookie quarterback like Sam Darnold and the Jets having issues with receivers being injured or whatnot, I think Ianua is going to play, and I think Anderson is going to play, but I don't know who else they got over there. I mean, I'm going to have to run with the Denver Broncos to beat the Jets at home. Next game up, Atlanta Falcons against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This should be a good game. This should be a good game, knowing that the Atlanta Falcons have some injuries on defense that they can't quite, you know what I'm saying, address right now. And I think they have a player coming back, but I don't know when he's coming back. They also have a couple of offensive line issues. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, after losing last week, and you know, I know Steeler fans are getting tired of Big Ben Roethlisberger apologizing for his terrible play. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers bounce back and they get the win against Atlanta at home. The New York Giants versus the Carolina Panthers. This is going to be a tough road game for the New York Giants, and the way that Eli Manning has been playing like a deer in headlights with defenses just coming at him and he can't even make his reads. I think this Carolina defense is going to run rampant on the New York Giants, so I'm picking Carolina to win at home. Next game, we have the Oakland Raiders against the LA Chargers. Oh my God, that still sounds so funny to me. The LA Chargers. Man, we got to get one of these trash-ass football teams the fuck up out of LA, man. We know where the Oakland Raiders are going, Vegas, but the LA Chargers, they need to go ahead and get the hell up out of here, man. But with that being said, even though the LA Chargers have been having continuous kicker problems, it's like they curse. It's a couple of teams curse with that. The Chargers and the Vikings, to be specific, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to run with the LA Chargers to beat the Oakland Raiders at home, man. Knowing Oakland beat the Browns last week, it was some questionable calls that should have been called. But, you know, the Raiders got to win. I think the Chargers can take care of the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders have enough to stop Gordon and Keenan Allen if he plays. I think he played last week. And Mike Williams. I think those guys are going to beat the Oakland Raiders at home. Next game, we have the Minnesota Vikings, Skull, whatever the fuck that means, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm so tired of the damn Eagles and the Philly special. But I think the Philadelphia Eagles can bounce back at home and beat the Minnesota Vikings, who overpaid a mediocre quarterback. So, yeah, I'm going with the Eagles. Next game, Arizona and San Francisco. Now, this is going to be an interesting game. You have C.J. Beathard, whatever his name is, going up against Josh Rosen, who's making his second debut as a starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. 49ers don't have Jimmy Garoppolo. 49ers got a lot of injury issues. And I think the Arizona Cardinals can go into San Francisco, since that is a neutral field right now. I think the Arizona Cardinals could go into San Francisco and beat the San Francisco 49ers. Next game up, the LA Rams against Seattle, the Seattle Seahawks. Right now, the Rams is the #1 team in the NFL. undefeated, along with the Kansas City Chiefs, the only two teams that remain to be undefeated. And you know it's bad blood with these two teams colliding against each other this week. But I'm going to run with the LA Rams, man. I think that Seattle has a lot of issues, man. I mean, Earl Thomas is out for the whole year. That leaves a big hole in the secondary for Cooper Kupp and Brandon Cook and the rest of those receivers over there to get open. Probably see a big game by Todd Gurley and Jared Goff. And without having an offensive line, man, I think Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh and them boys is going to get after Russell Wilson. And the Sunday night game, the battle in Texas. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Houston Texans. Now, this is going to be an exciting game to watch. Watson, quarterback for the Texans, going against Dakota. Zeke, you know what I'm saying? J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, DeAndre Hopkins. And with Dallas being banged up at the linebacker position, I mean, they still have the young stud over there that they drafted a few years ago who went through some injury problems. I can't think of his name right now. But, and the Dallas defensive front, the Dallas pass rush, I mean, those guys get after it. But I think the Houston Texans can pull this one off at home, so I'm gonna go with the Texans. I really don't trust Dallas on a road right now, so I'm rolling with Watson and the Texans to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Monday night game. This is going to be an interesting game. The Washington Redskins against the New Orleans Saints. We have Adrian Peterson going against the team that picked him up, and he had all these issues with Sean Payton not letting him run the ball, then they got rid of him. This is going to be an exciting game. You have Alex Smith, who is now with a new supporting cast, and people do not realize that the second best defense in the league is the Washington Redskins. They were on the bye, I think, last week. And they have a Monday night game. They've had plenty of rest, plenty of time to prepare for the New Orleans Saints, who won last week. I think it was like 33-18 or something like that. Drew Brees had a mediocre game. I think the Saints win at home. You know, Drew Brees is looking to pass Peyton Manning's all-time passing yards record. He's like 201 passing yards away from breaking the record. So I'm gonna roll with the Saints, and those are my picks. Once again, New England, New England, the Titans, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Packers. I forget, did I say Kansas City or did I say the Jaguars? I think I said the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Denver Broncos, Steelers, Panthers, Chargers, Eagles, Cardinals, Rams, Texans, and the New Orleans Saints are my picks for this week's Pick'em. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. This is your man, King Howie, and I am out.